Welcome to the virtual class of Principles of Marketing. In previous lecture, we have started a new point in unit number 2, that is basis of market segmentation. Basis means how segmentation can be done, or you can say types of market segmentation. Now once again, segmentation means to divide the total market into various parts, and each part is known as a segment. Now, how the segmentation is done? So generally, segmentation is done, or you can say total market is divided into two ways. First way or first base for this, that is segmenting consumer market, and second one, that is basis for segmenting industrial market. So first point we have discussed in the previous lecture, that basis for segmenting consumer market. It means it is an individual consumer who are purchasing the product for his or her personal use, and consumer is also known as a final user of the product. So basis for consumer market that we discuss, it also subdivided into two parts: consumer or people oriented approach, where customer is at the central point to segment the market, and product oriented approach means product characteristics and feature are at the center point for dividing the market into segments. Now today we are going to discuss the second base of segmenting the market, that is basis for segmenting industrial market. Now industrial market means, here we are discussing about the industrial customers, that we have also discussed in the previous lecture, that finished product of one company is raw material for another company. And here we took a hypothetical example also, that say for example, if MRF company are producing tires, so tire is a finished product for MRF companies, but it is a raw material for automobile industry, like say for example Maruti Suzuki. So for Maruti Suzuki, tire is a raw material to produce the final product car. So one's finished product is another's raw material. So here one company is purchasing another company's finished product to use as a raw material in their product. So here we are discussing about segmenting industrial market. So let us start. Basis for segmenting industrial market. Industrial market is different from that of consumer market. The buyer is both the cases are different. Say for consumer market, they are the end users. For example, FMCG, that is fast moving consumer goods. So in FMCG product we can take various, like say for example detergent, soap, biscuits, chocolates, salt, right? Various food products or daily routine product that we are using, it is known as a FMCG products. So we are purchasing all this product for our personal consumption, and we become the end users. That's why we are calling as a consumers, right? The difference between consumer and customer, that also we discuss, that consumer is a one person who is ultimately consuming the product that they are purchasing, while customer is a person who is purchasing the product, paying the price for the product, but not the final user. The final user can be somebody else. While in the case of industrial product, they are used as input by manufacturing unit for further process on the product or manufacturing other products. Once finished product is others raw material. For example, car manufacturing industry and tire is a raw material that we already discussed. Now, basis for segmenting industrial customers. First base, that is types of organization, means here you have to identify what type of organization, right, you are running. Now various types of organization can be there. First, manufacturing units, means you are producing some product, physical product in your outlet. Second, assembling units. Assembling unit means here you are assembling various parts of a company. You are not producing a particular product, but the task that you are doing is to assemble. Say for example Dell, So Dell company are producing laptops, but this laptops part is not produced by Dell company itself. So Dell company is outsourcing, means they are giving the contract to other companies to prepare various parts of the laptop. Say for example processor, uh, then its hard disk, motherboard, so various parts they are not producing by themselves, but they are outsourcing these resources. The only task they are doing that to assemble, means various parts of a product they are just combining, or you can say assembling, and then after they are putting the logo of Dell company on it. So what thing they are doing, they are not manufacturing any single part, but the only task that they are doing is assembling the various parts of a product. Third one is selling agents, means various organizations are there who are not producing a product as well as not assembling the product. They are the selling agents, means they are like the brokers, means they are like the middlemen between customer and the companies. Trading units, trading unit simply means they are doing some kind of trading work, means they are purchasing the product from companies and they are selling this to another person, and for that they are getting the commission. So they are doing like trading units. uh, Say many companies you find in APMC, right, in marketing yard, various trading companies are there who are purchasing the grains from farmers and then selling to other persons, or you can say industries where these grains are used as a raw material. Consultancy units simply means these are the organization who are giving the services, or you can say they are giving the suggestions and advice to various companies. Generally this advice is of technical issues. The example is Tata Consultancy. So Tata Consultancy is not manufacturing any product, but they are giving the ideas, suggestions and advice to their client that how to produce particular product, how to operate effectively in a market. For that they are giving the technical advice. Government units, various government units are also there. Say for example, uh, Bharat Gas, Indian Railways, then GEB, that is Gujarat Electrical Boards, and apart from these, right, ONGC, various companies are there which is run by government. Multinational units means a company operates its business in various countries. Say for example, Procter and Gamble, Hindustan, Unilever. So these are the multinational companies, means they are running their business not in a single nation or a country but in multiple countries. Then second type of segmenting industrial consumer, that is demographics, in which first one is size, means you have to decide the size of your organization, small size industry, medium size or large size. So that can be decided if the investment is up to 25 lakh rupees, your industry is known as a cottage industry. If the investment is up to 1 crore rupees, your business is known as a small scale industry. If the investment is up to 5 crores, then medium scale, and if the investment is more than 10 crores, your industry is known as a large scale industry. So you have to decide the size of your industry. Then employee strength means number of employees working in your organization, that is also a segment. Various companies are there where hundreds of employees are working, and many companies are there where thousands and millions of employees are working. Sales volume and profit, this is also one of the best for segmenting the industrial market, that the volume of sales means during a year or during a month, right, what is the sales of your product in terms of money as well as in terms of units, and also the profit, that what profit you earn. Corporate office and locations, corporate offices means in how many cities and countries you are having your corporate offices, and what is the location of it, right. Say for example, Apple company is running their business almost right in the world, every country in the world. So they are having their corporate offices in each of the countries headquarters. Say for example, they are running their business in India, so the headquarter will be in Mumbai. In USA, the headquarter will be in New York City. In the UK, the headquarter will be in London. So they are having the headquarters in different countries just because their business is spread over various countries. Number of manufacturing plants, that is also related with the multinational companies. So if multinational companies are there, say for example Apple, P&G, or Hindustan Unilever, so they are setting their manufacturing plants in various countries and various states. Number of offices and service centers, that is also important thing, that if you want to create a reputation or a goodwill in the market, then you have to set up your offices in various states and districts and service centers also, right? So for example, if a new smartphone company came into the market, so when this market will gain the goodwill, when they are saying that our service station is available nearby your district or the city where you are living. So number of offices and service centers. Third one, that is type of industry. Now various type of industry is there. First of all, the difference between company and industry. Company means an individual unit in an economy, while industry means a group of companies who are producing similar type of companies. Say for example automobile industry. So automobile industry is producing various vehicles like car, bike, truck. Here we can take example of Maruti Suzuki, Honda, Hyundai, Tata, Volkswagen, right, Ferrari. So these are the companies are producing similar product, that is car. So they become one kind of industry. Now various industries are there. Say for example engineering. Engineering means they are producing various parts of the products. Then chemical, plant and machineries means these industries are producing various types of chemicals which is used as a raw material for other products. And machineries, right, various machineries they are producing which is also become a raw material for other companies. Components means various parts. Say for example in Rajkot, engineering industry is there, so they are producing ball bearings. So this raw material is used as a raw material in automobile industry. Then electronics and electricals, various electrical products they are manufacturing like television, smartphones, laptops, washing machine, refrigerators, etc. Fabricator. Now fabricator means it fuses metal part together, means various metal part are there. Say for example iron is there, steel is there. So the work of fabricator industry is to fabricate, or you can say to put the various parts together, or you can say to join the two metal parts. Civil or building, or you can say construction industry, which is responsible for making various infrastructural structures like roads, canals, dams, buildings like high rise buildings. So construction building or civil industry. FMCG, that is fast moving consumer goods, which is producing a daily or routine used products, that is soap, shampoo, detergent, etc. Then next one is, that is type of services. So next segmentation can be done, that the type of service that company is providing. First one is product services, means they are providing a physical product to the customers. Say for example if you go to the restaurant, so restaurant is giving you the food, so food is also one kind of product, and restaurant is a kind of service that you are getting. Then erection, or you can say creation. So here process of creating means some new products are created or some new service is being delivered to the customers. So here innovation is the focal point. Then commissioning, this service industry is solely based on the commissioning that we discussed, like trading units. So they are getting the commissions for the service that they are providing. Say for example, if it is a consultancy unit like Tata Consultancy, so Tata company is giving advice and suggestion to their clients, and for that they are getting the commissions. So types of services: commissioning, then preventing or annual maintenance or general maintenance and operation maintenance, means various service centers are there who have signed the contract with many companies to maintain their operations or maintain their plant. Very big industries are there, companies are there, where various electrical products are used, or you can say machineries are used, and during a day or at any moment of time, right, machineries may break out, some problems may be there. So the owners of a business is busy in various tasks. So what they are doing, they have signed a contract with a particular company that whatever fault occurs in a machinery or any of the electrical parts, then the company is responsible to fix the machineries or fix the problem, and the payment will be done annually. So a package will be there. And last, training. Now, various companies are there who are providing the training to the newly recruited staff or employees of a company, and their only task is to provide the training. That's why they are known as a specialized company or service provider who only provides training to the newly recruited staff of various companies, and for that they are getting the fees. Then, source loyalty. Loyalty means how a customer is loyal towards particular company or its services. Various loyalty based segmentation can be done. Now say for example, Maruti Suzuki is there who wants to purchase a raw material, that is tire. So what is the loyalty of Maruti Suzuki towards MRF company? Now weak loyalty means Maruti Suzuki is purchasing the tires from MRF company only for one time, or you can say for one consignment only. You can say it is a weak loyalty. Medium loyalty means Maruti Suzuki have signed the contract with MRF company for 1 year, that for 1 year we will purchase the tires. So you can say this is a medium term loyalty. And if the company have signed a contract for 10 years or more, that for 10 years we will purchase the tires from you only. So you can say that Maruti Suzuki is having a strong loyalty towards MRF company. Absolute means absolute loyalty means for various years you are purchasing the product from same company. Various conditions have changed, means government rules, regulations, the price of raw material, various things have changed in the market, but your loyalty with the company remain with it. So it is known as absolute. And first preference means as a company that my first choice or my first preference for the raw material is this company only, whether they are charging high price, whether they are going to make difficult terms and conditions for the contract, no matter for this, but their loyalty is for that company only. So first preference, second preference, last preference, and no preference. So those company who are having good image, goodwill in a market, who are providing qualitative products to the customers, so for that a company is having first preference. Say for example, Maruti Suzuki is having that MRF company is producing one of the best class tires in its industry, means tire industry. So for Maruti Suzuki, the first preference is MRF tire. Whether the price of MRF tires is increased, whether the terms and conditions are changed, right? Then too, Maruti Suzuki is having a first preference to purchase from MRF tires only. Then second, if MRF company is unable to deliver the product for some or other reasons, so the second company or second preference is, say for example, C8 tires. Then last preference, if MRF tire is not available, C8 tire is not available, then what is the last preference? Which other company you can purchase the raw material from? And no preference means if these three companies are not able to provide the raw material to us, we will not rely on anyone else, just because we don't believe the quality of a company is good or not, just because many companies are there who are newcomers in the market and they cannot commit the quality of a company. So no preference. If these three options are not there for a company, then they will not purchase the raw material from any of these company, and they will take a decision to postpone their production until and unless this first, second or last preference is not able to deliver the consignment to them. Then types of buying method means various methods to buy the product. First, tender buying means various companies are issuing the tender in newspapers and various publications, and through which they invite the application for companies to sell its product to them. Now generally government units and government organizations are using this tender buying. Say for example, if government want to build up a road or a dam or canal, for that they are issuing the tender that we want to build this road, or you can say this dam or canal. For that they are issuing the tender in various newspapers and publications, and then after those contractors who are ready to manufacture these, or you can say who are ready to construct these things, they will apply. And then after, out of the various tender received by various contractors, a contractor or a tender which is having low bid price, they will granted the contract. So tender buying. Second, service contract customers. Service contract customers means here a contract will be signed by a company with a particular company, and for this they are having a period of time. Say for example, for next year or for next 3 years or 5 years, this company is going to provide particular service to us. So both the company are liable to exercise the terms and condition of the contracts, means company as well as the customer. Leasing customers, that also important buying method, means here company are not directly purchasing the ownership of particular property, but they are taking the property as a lease. Many times companies are purchasing, or you can say they are taking the land of government on lease for 10 years, 50 years or 100 years. Say for example, if a company have taken a property or land for 50 years from the government, it means the company is having a right to use this land for any purpose, for any business purpose for next 50 years. But after 50 years, they have to vacate this land and they have to surrender this land, or you can say hand over this land to the government, just because they, in the leasing, company is having a right to use the product, but they cannot have a right to get the ownership of the product. So leasing customers. Buying through approved agencies means various approved agencies are there by the government as well as various credit rating agencies, which says that this company is approved by us, they are genuine, they are producing good quality of products. So through that also you can purchase the product. Say for example, if we want to purchase the gold, so government is saying that those gold ornament which is having a symbol of hallmark, that is the authenticate source to get the hallmark. So various approved agencies are there here in this example that can say that this company is having a good credit rating in the industry or in a market. Direct purchasing units means here a company is directly contacting the other company in order to purchase the raw material, and they are enter into a contract or agreement, and they after they purchase the products. Next kind of commitments. First one, that is contract, and second one is agreement. We will discuss both the things all together just because both the words are having a thin line of difference. Now contract and agreement. Agreement means both the parties, buyer and seller, are mutually agree the terms and condition of a contract, or you can say of the transaction. But in a contract, buyer and seller are both mutually agree with the terms and condition, but they are writing on a particular paper, or you can say on a stamp paper. So it becomes a legal proof. So agreement is not a legal proof. Either of the party is having a right to cancel the agreement. But in a contract, it is in a written form. Both the parties have signed there, or you can say make their consent with the signature, buyer and seller, in a stamp paper, and it becomes a valid, or you can say it becomes the legal document. So either of a company is refusing to exercise their duty, then the other party is having a right to sue, or you can say to register a case against the other company who is denying to exercise their duties. Financial aids means various companies are there who are giving financial aids, means that if this contract or if this deal is finalized, then they will give this amount of money to them. So various financial aids are there, various financial benefits they are giving. Co-maker status means if the contract or the deal is going to last for a longer period of time, 10 years or 20 years, so here buyer and seller are taking a decision of co-maker, means they are going to produce the product join together, or you can say with together. Here say for example Maruti and Suzuki. When Suzuki company wants to enter in Indian automobile industry, at that time they have shake their hand with Maruti, which is the Indian automobile industry, and they have now today they are producing the car jointly and they are having co-maker status. So whenever you purchase a car from this company, you will find a logo that Maruti Suzuki. So Maruti is separate company and Suzuki is separate company. They have entered into a joint venture and they are co-makers, means they are making the cars with joint efforts. Alliances means they are producing the products in an alliance, means they are taking the help of other industry also. So the difference between co-maker status and alliance is that co-maker is for a particular period of time, it is somewhat permanent for longer period of time, while alliance is very short period of time, that it can be for 1 year, 3 year or 5 years. So it can be and at any moment of time. And franchise simply means here a company is giving a right to use its logo or copyright or trademark to other company, and for that they are getting the fees. Various franchise are there like McDonald's, Domino's. So these are the various franchise which is running in a market. So what McDonald's are doing, so McDonald's is generally a US based food chain company, and they are giving the franchise to various franchisee all over the world. Say for example, if you want to open a restaurant from the name of, say for example, McDonald's, then you have to get the prior consent from the owners of the company, which is having their head office in USA, just because it is a USA based company. And if a company is agreeing or giving the consent to use its brand name McDonald, its logo and trademark, then and then you will be able to start your restaurant right in your city by this name. Now this McDonald company is not giving the consent to use its logo and trademark freely, but franchisee means the person who is taking the permission have to pay some commissions or some fees to the company. Then next, payment modes and time, means when a company is going to make payment and at what time. So cash purchasing bias means company is buying the raw material from other company on cash basis. They are directly paying the cash when they got the consignment or the goods. Credit purchasing bias means here a company is purchasing the goods, they are getting the goods, but the payment will be made after some days or some months. Partial credit purchasing buyer means here buyers are making partial payment in cash and partial it will be a credit transaction. Full paying customers. Full paying customer simply means here a company is paying the price of the consignment, right? Full pay, but it is not solely in the cash, but some amount is paid in cash, some amount paid through check, some amount is paid through overdraft services, and some amount they are giving other things like other valuable things like the land or any other thing. So full paying customer means they are making the payment in a full amount, but the whole amount will not be paid in cash only, but various ways they are making the payment. Installation paying customers means here a customer is paying the amount of consignment in various installment, means various uh, months and years they are paying. Say for example, if a company have to pay 1 crore 20 lakh rupees, Maruti Suzuki have to pay 1 crore 20 lakh rupees to MRF company. So they are saying that we will pay 10 lakh rupees every month. So every month they are paying 10 lakh rupees from January to December. So total 12 month is there and they will make the whole payment at the end of 31st December. Then short term and long term credit bias. Short term credit bias means here customer is getting, or you can say the company is getting the product for short period of credit timing, say for example 1 month to 3 months. And long term credit bias means here a customer is getting the product for long term credit, that is 1 year, 3 year or more than that. And last, reciprocity means none, or you can say complete, means here a company is practicing of exchanging goods with others, means they are exchanging good with good, that is something like a barter system, that if company is giving this thing in return they are getting other things. So reciprocity means none or complete, means here in this basis of industrial segmentation practice of exchanging goods with others are performed. So these are the various bases of segmenting industrial customer. I hope it is clear. Now that's it for this lecture. Further we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you.